Governor Matawale vows to complete state-owned university. The Supreme Court has again adjourned sitting on application by Zamfara State APC to review its judgments. Bandits attacked Kujemi village in Dalsado Emirate of Maru local government area. On business, Dangote's world's largest fertilizer plant takes off in May. On sports, Real Madrid defeat Barcelona in El Clasico to go top of the La Liga. And on the international scene, Trump repeats a handful of false claims during CPAC meeting. Welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I am Musa Joy Unyoza. Now the news in full. Governor Bello Matawale of Zamfara State has reaffirmed his commitment to continue with the ongoing construction of the state-owned university located at Talata Mafra local government area. The indigenous university was started about 2 years ago by the administration of the erstwhile governor, but stalled with coming of the current administration following allegations of gross misappropriation in the award and implementation of the contract. Governor Matawale spoke through his special advisor on higher education, Alhaji Abdullahi Mohammed Grubimbore, stressed that Zamfara is in desperate need for an upgrade from the current poor levels of its educational status. The completion of the project remains a priority. The governor was reacting to some politically motivated postings in the social media, allegedly sponsored by some unpatriotic elements calculated at disrupting the good intention of the government on the actual success of the university project. Alhaji Grubimbore explained that on the inception of Matawale administration, committees were constituted on various government projects, including the controversies surrounding the construction of the state university. He said in the submission of the final report to Governor Matawale, recommendation was strongly given to ensure the continuation of the university project, only with some observations on the gross over-invoicing of the contract. The special advisor further explained that there are numerous impediments against the smooth execution of the project right from the start of the project. It was gathered that students were given admission when even the physical, academic, and the administrative structures were either near absent or completely absent to show any serious attempt towards the success of the project. Alhaji Abdullahi Grubimbore disclosed that Governor Matawale will ensure that the university becomes a reality despite all odds and any alleged sabotage to scuttle his commitment in the direction. The Supreme Court has again adjourned sitting on application by the All Progressives Congress APC for the Supreme Court to review its judgment delivered on May 24, 2019 in respect of the Zamfara State APC primary elections. The Supreme Court adjourned the hearing on Monday to March 17th. Hearing in respect of the Imo and Zamfara cases was held on February 18th due to preliminary issues of filing and service of court documents. The separate panels, both of which were headed by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Mohammed, then adjourned the hearing till Monday, the 2nd of March, by which time the issues were expected to have been sorted out. At a resumed hearing on Monday, the Appeals Court noticed that the said respondent in view have still not been served. On Monday, Robert Clarkson said he had served the 141st to 178th respondent, but the Supreme Court had said from its record there is no proof of service. Reacting, Clark said he is in dilemma and therefore requested for adjournment till March 3rd to enable him effective service. The Supreme Court said if the addresses of the 141st to 178th respondents are not on the originating processes, it means that the application is incompetent. The Zamfara State Police Command wishes to confirm the killing of a village head and one other person following attack by suspected armed bandits on Kujemi village in Dausado Emirate of Maru local government area. On the 1st of March 2020, some suspected armed bandits in large number invaded the village and killed one Malam Gambo M of Karauchi village and Mustafa Halilu M of Dansado district. On receipt of the information, combined team of policemen attacked the Operation Puff Ada in conjunction with the military have been dispatched to the area to foster further attack on the neighboring villages, as well as to arrest the perpetrators of the dastardly act. The command appeals for continued support and cooperation from the members of the public by giving useful information on activities of criminal elements with a view to taking proactive measures. Sokoto State Government is mulling the adoption of the Indonesia Madrasah model system of education as an alternative to the existing Al-Majri system in the state. The state governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal stated this when he received the Indonesian ambassador to Nigeria, Air Vice Marshal Osra Hendra Harahap, during the latest courtesy visit to the government house, Sokoto State. A statement by Tambuwal spokesman Mohammed Bello said the madrasa model system employs mosques and longer a blend of Islamic and Western education, as well as adopt existing local institutions such as Surau Islamic Assembly buildings and Pisantri, a Muslim school in Indonesia operated by religious leaders as the places for Muslims to study Islam. Governor Tambuwal explained that for the state government to have a homegrown system similar to the madrasa model, it will consult the Sultan of Sokoto and other relevant stakeholders in order for them to have a buy-in. The state government, the governor noted, is not in a hurry to ban the Al-Majri system, as some states had done without providing an alternative. He expressed confidence that the madrasa model system, once adopted, can serve as an alternative to the Al-Majri system. While expressing gratitude to the Indonesian government for taking interest in Sokoto, he assured the ambassador that his visit will deepen Indonesia's relationship not only with the state, but also the country, with which it shares religious, cultural, and climate similarities. He said that the state was already pursuing further ties with Indonesia in the area of healthcare, economy, social models of business, and economic enterprises. Governor Tambuwal further applauded the Indonesian government for agreeing to send experts to share knowledge with the state on economic inclusion derivatives. Earlier, Ambassador Harahap had explained that his visit to the state is to increase the bilateral relations and cooperation between Indonesia and Nigeria, especially in Sokoto State in the areas of education, agriculture, including animal husbandry. President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered a crackdown on security agents who illegally released 295 petroleum tankers that were smuggled into the country through the nation's border. This followed the recommendations of the National Security Advisor, who investigated the December 17, 2019 incident after the president had authorized a probe. A statement issued in Abuja on Saturday by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, which disclosed this, expressed regret that the tankers were illegally released by some of the security agents, detailed to check smuggling activities at the borders. The statement said the president has accepted the recommendations of the NSA and had directed that those involved should be immediately withdrawn from the borders and punished by their units. The border drill has been hugely successful and had led to the interception and seizure of large quantities of foods, materials, minerals, and petroleum resources illegally trafficked across the borders. The president commends the security agencies for a job well done. He, however, finds it disheartening to learn that 295 smuggled petroleum tankers were released without due authorization on 17 December 2019 by some security officials, charged with the responsibility of protecting the borders. Sequel to this act, the NSA was directed to set up a board of inquiry to investigate a crime, and it was recommended to the President that all officials, civilian or security operatives found to have connived to undermine government effort should be withdrawn from the border drill and severely sanctioned by their respective organizations. The move against out-of-school children Almajiri in the north gained more support on Wednesday, with two governors, Nasiru El-Rufai and Abdullahi Sule from Nasarawa State, joining the crusade. Governor Nasiru El-Rufai spoke of his plan to present a memo to his northern colleagues on practical steps to address the menace. In Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, Governor Sule issued an executive order prescribing 10-year imprisonment for parents whose children engaged in street begging. El-Rufai spoke through his Commissioner for Human Services and Social Development, Hajiya Hafsat Baba, during a meeting with stakeholders on how to tackle the Almajiri problem in his state. According to the Commissioner, the El-Rufai administration had the political will to address the issue, but it required the cooperation of other states to prevent interstate movement of the kids. She found at parents who push their children to the street to beg under the guise of Almajiri model of education, saying that the law banning street begging and hawking in Kaduna State would be implemented as a measure to check the development. Hajiya Baba want parents to be alive to their responsibility, refrain from sending their children and wards to the street under the guise of Quranic education in a far distance. A senior research fellow at the Ahmadu Bello University, Kaduna, Dr. Shaibu Aliu, called on the government to champion the cause of addressing the issue of Almajiri in northern Nigeria. The research fellow said there has not been political will on the part of the government, except now that the current government in Kaduna State is trying to do something about it. One of the things that can be done is for the northern governors to make a law on interstate movement on Almajiri in the name of Quranic schooling. Kaduna State government on its own part should come up with uniform for each of the Quranic schools so that their children can be identified at any point they are seen roaming the street. At the meeting were representatives of education institutions, the police, the academia, royal fathers, among others. Abdullahi Sule, who signed into law the State Anti-Kidnapping Prohibiting Bill 2020 and Child Protection Executive Order in Lafia, also banned street begging in the state and said that his government will upgrade its Sanya system by enrolling its students in public schools. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back on Business. Jamima Samuel has more detail.
The Dangote Group on Saturday said its $2 billion granulated urea fertilizer plant located at Ibeju, Lekki, Lagos would begin operation in May. Group Managing Director, Dangote Industry Limited, Mr. Aliko Dangote, Chief Executive Officer, Dangote Group, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Mrs. Aisha Ahmed, Deputy Governor, Financial System Stability Directorate, CBN, and Mrs. Deva Kumar Edwin, Executive Director, Strategy, Capital Project and Portfolio Development, Dangote Group during the CBN's Governor visit to Dangote Refinery at Ibeju, Lekki, Lagos on Saturday. The Chief Executive Officer, Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, said this when he learned the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, on a tour of the Dangote Refinery Petrochemical and Fertilizer Project. Alhaji Dangote said a pre-testing of the fertilizer plant had already begun, adding that the project would be the largest fertilizer plant in the world with its 3 million tons per annum capacity. He said it will make Nigeria the only urea exporting country in sub-Saharan Africa, adding that the fertilizer and petrochemicals plants were capable of generating $2.5 billion annually. According to him, the amount is almost 10% of what Nigeria is getting from home remittance, which is one of the highest in the world. Alhaji Dangote disclosed that the refinery project, which was 48%, is almost completed, would make Nigeria the largest exporter of petroleum products in Africa. He said one of the reasons the CBN is supporting us is that the time we will become operational, we will not only be creating jobs, but we will reduce the outflow of foreign exchange not only in petroleum products, but in petrochemicals and fertilizer. The president of Dangote Group thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for his policies and the CBN governor as well as management of the Apex Bank for bringing down interest rates to encourage more entrepreneurs to go into mega projects like this. On this, Emefiele commended Dangote Group for its commitment towards bringing the project on stream as planned and expressed satisfaction with the facilities on site. The CBN governor noted that the economy is going through challenges. There is need for them to diversify the Nigerian economy from oil to other areas where there are abundant resources. Mr. Emefiele said that the fertilizer plant would stop importation of fertilizers and about 25% of its products would be used for domestic consumption to boost agriculture in the country. According to him, the plant will also generate a minimum of $750 million through exports annually. The 650,000 barrel per day capacity refinery, when operational, will not only satisfy local consumption, but will also position Nigeria as a major exporter of petroleum products. Nigeria is so cultural, and this refinery will serve almost the whole of Africa, which will lead to the cheap cost of freight. The CBN governor said the project is so strategically positioned that it will even make the final price of petroleum within Nigeria and even outside Nigeria to be lower than those imported outside the African continent. And that's all we have on Business Desk today. I'm Jemima Samuel.
On sports, Sufyan Abubakar has more detail.
Hello, welcome to the sports segment of the Standard Voice Television News. I am Svtv Abubakar, and as usual, I bring the sports updates. Real Madrid defeated Barcelona on Sunday night in the El Gran Clasico 2-0 to go top of the La Liga table. The first 45 minutes ended goalless as both teams struggled to find rhythm throughout the opening 45 minutes of the game. Early in the second half, both teams showed promises as both teams threatened to open the scoring. It was not until the 75th minute of the game that Real Madrid scored the opener through Vinicius Jr., the Brazilian youngster, slotting home an easy tap-in after receiving a pass from Toni Kroos. Barcelona dominated the next few minutes and threatened to equalize the goal, but with the late introduction of another Brazilian, Mariano Diaz, Real Madrid were able to double their lead after Mariano counted on a defensive error from Jordi Alba to make it 2-0 in favor of the hosts, with his first touch in the game. This is the first time Real Madrid have won the El Clasico in the Spanish La Liga at Santiago Bernabeu in over 4 years. As a result of the scoreline, Madrid are now on top of the La Liga table with a point ahead of Barcelona. Both teams have been eliminated from the Spanish Copa del Rey, and as a result, we have no involvement in the midweek games. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to the sport room.
And on the international scene, President Donald Trump's speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference was short and sweet compared to his more than 2-hour-long address last year, which remains the longest speech of his presidency. Like his campaign rallies, President Trump's CPAC speech this year catered to his base, in particular the mix of conservatives. The conference attracts and its context reflected that. Between mocking the 2020 Democratic presidential candidate and thanking God for his administration's accomplishment, President Trump managed to speak more honestly than at last year's CPAC address, which had the most false claims for any single speech he's given as president. During Saturday's speech, President Trump made a point of noting he does not like to be repetitive. Nevertheless, he repeated at least 6 false claims on topics ranging from impeachment to the economy, Touting the Trump economy, the president said that under his administration, 7 million Americans are off food stamps. While it's true that fewer people receive food stamps than when Trump took office, the decline is less than 7 million as January 2020 when he made his claim at the State of the Union. According to the data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 6.3 million fewer people received food stamps in October 2019 than in January 2017. However, the October 2019 data does not include North Carolina. Factoring in the data from North Carolina, the decline was closer to 5 million according to the left-leaning Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. In discussing the recent trade war with China, President Trump claimed Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue told him when it came to past purchases of American agricultural products, $16 billion was the best year they had with China. China spent more than that on U.S. agriculture in 2017, the year before the trade war began. In 2012, China spent $25.9 billion on American agricultural products. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Matawale vows to complete state-owned university. The Supreme Court has again adjourned sitting on application by Zamfara State APC to review its judgment. Bandits attack Kujemi village in Dausado Emirate of Maru local government area. On business, Dangote's world largest fertilizer plant takes off in May. On sports, Real Madrid defeats Barcelona in El Clasico to go top of the La Liga. And on the international scene, Trump repeats a handful of false claims during CPAC speech. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and the head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Karobatunau. I still remain Musa Joy Onioza. Stay tuned.